Welcome back to Laura's Design Studio. This is going to be for Coasting Through the Week. Coasting Through the Week is a collaboration that's put on by Mary at Resin Me Up, Marva at Marvelous Artsy, Tammy at Epoxy Me That, and myself. And also, newly to the group, is Tim the Base Resinator. It is a weekly collaboration, and all you have to do is use a coaster. Here's my coaster for today, and then you see I have other things sitting around. So if you want to get into the collaboration, we'd love to have you. And all you need to do is contact myself, Mary, Tim, Tammy, Marva, and we will simply put you into the collaboration. Now, what I'm doing is I am making a cell phone holder for me. And we're going to use the coaster. We're going to use these. These are really Awala nameplates, but I'm going to use them as my stopper in the front. I love Medusas, so we're going to sink her into the middle. And my back piece is going to be this one, which is a skull with horns and dragons. So, I am going to use polyurethane because I want this to be rock solid. Now, I'm gonna have to make up a bit of polyurethane, and I may have to make up more, but I'm gonna start off with 6 ounces and see where that takes us. This is a new coaster that I just got off the Vine program recently. I have no idea how much it takes. And these don't take too terribly much, but I do have 2 pendants over here that I did not fill all the way. So we're going to, if we have some, we're going to fill those. I may need to make up more than 6 ounces, but we're starting with 6. So here we go. Now, remember polyurethane, you got to work fast. That's why everything's painted. I even went through yesterday all of my extra molds that I use, and I painted every last one of them. That way, if I need something, whether it's polyurethane or anything, I have stuff that's already brushed and ready to go. Doesn't matter what color I put in it. That's how I like to do my stuff. So they sit over here in a basket along with my little windows molds. Let's go for polyurethane. Now, this is the BondCraftor polyurethane. It does have a little bit longer work time than the Let's Resin. I've used both. I don't have a problem with either one. But the BondCraftor does give you a little more work time. About a minute more. Maybe a minute and a half more. But always make sure that you wipe your bottle cap, the pour spout off, because polyurethane will crystallize and you could not be able to open your stuff. I also, all of my resin, I put the plugs back in them. I know a lot of people take them out and then don't use them again. I like having the plugs there, extra security. Okay. I know a lot of people are afraid of polyurethane because it does have a quick work time, but as long as you have your stuff ready, there's no reason, because all you have to do is stir. And I usually stir until I either see that it's all mixed together, which is really not long at all, or when my cup starts getting warm, which getting warm right now. So of course I'm gonna pour my biggest items first. Now I'm gonna just start filling everything. And I still have extra. Not too shabby, Laura. So I'm going to grab a couple of my painted extras molds. That butterfly, I poured too much in. I always do that on that one. It's a fondant mold and it's not the most evenly the mold itself is not even, so a lot of times these will overpour. Just trying to get as much as I can off of here. Oh, this one too, a little bit. Now the good thing is these will start curing quickly, so they won't continue to run over. I'm just going to get off as much as I can off this butterfly. That way I don't have a bunch of overpour. And this one is starting to gel up. See if I can get, once it starts going, it starts going. Yeah, I'm not even going to try it, because that'll be a mess. As you can see, everything's already getting there. Clean this up. Hey, I have enough and even got a couple of extras out of it. I was wondering if I really thought I was going to need to make more than 6 inches, but glad I only made 6. Now, from here on out, for the rest of this project, we're going to use epoxy resin. That's the thinner the piece, the longer it's going to take. So like this one and these little things over here, they're going to take a little bit longer. They don't generate as much heat as pouring it deeper. So that's why these are curing at all different rates. Grab it. Okay. I will probably time lapse you through this so you don't have to watch it, even though it doesn't take long at all. Okay. You and me are gonna fight. It's like they're cold. Just falling out of the sky. See, now these are the thinnest ones. They're starting. What I will do after these come out, that are some of my extras, I will repaint them, stick them back in my little bucket over here. Most of the molds in the bucket are in MISC resin, except for these couple of Pendant molds. I just keep a little bucket over here. Everything's painted, ready to go at any time. And I just lay them in there. And that way, whenever I need an extra, they're ready to go. This one is warm. It's Not super hot still, but it's warm. So after 3 years of trying to get to New Mexico for my son, and you know, the last one was at Thanksgiving, and I told you the car broke down, and then it needed so much work, we needed to get a new one. They finally made it to New Mexico. So, my ex-father-in-law, they said, has some good, has some bad days, which is typical with dementia. I guess yesterday was a better day than the day before. The girls are just glad they're getting to see him because don't know how much longer he'll be around. So, they are staying out at my ex-brother-in-law's place in Edgewood. Which is in the East Mountains of Albuquerque. I don't know if you can see that. It almost looks like a leaf pattern through here. It's weird. Still have a little bit on Medusa right there. Her face, that's the thinnest part. These still have a little bit to go. This one, just these little edges here. This one, we have overpour. Definitely going to be trimming that one. This one, all that's left is the little hole for your pendant. Needs a little bit more time. You can see because it's kind of translucent. Just like right here on the butterfly mask. With Medusa's face, same thing right there. These are coming along. This one is still warm. Like I said, BondCraftor does give you a little more work time. About probably a minute more than Let's Resin. Yeah, I did all colors in here in black. So I put the purple, the green, the blue, the black, and then I just mixed up. But what we'll do is the Medusa will go down first. As soon as she's ready, I'll take her out. Then we are going to do some BondCraftor epoxy resin, and we're going to pour the clear over the top. We're going to make it come all the way up so this becomes a flat surface, and then we will mount these over on this whatever edge, depending on how I turn this with Medusa, on one edge, and then this large piece will go across the back, which is where back part for your bone to stand against. These will be what stop your bone from sliding. These are cold already. They're cold, but they're a little too soft yet, so we're going to keep them in there a little bit more. These look like they can come out. This is the one I had left yesterday when I was doing this. I didn't pour enough in them. There we go. There's that one. I will go ahead and paint these also for next time. There's that one. Looks like this one can come out. There's that. Still a little soft. I'll try and peel some of this off. As you can see, it's soft, but we're going to cut a lot of this off with scissors. Now, this is a time that if you want to manipulate this to fit a certain shape, if you're going to put it on something, this is the time to do it. The reason you see me turning these, this has a flat side. These are flush cutters. So I want to use the flat side to try and get these edges. Well, I'm off camera, but just trying to get these cleaned up. Okay, that looks pretty good. Couple more pieces. There you go, there's that one. I see another piece right here. It's getting hard, so if you have anything else that you see, you can use the deburring tool. Yes, it's getting hard in my hand. That's why sometimes if you're gonna have overpour like this, take them out while they're a little soft. Because once polyurethane is rock hard, you're gonna have more of a problem. Let's come out. Yep. I don't know that I will use all of these, but I'm just gonna go back in the drawer. What I will do is I will stack them up as high as I think I need, and they will be your stopper. Those. Let's see. This one. I think it's gonna have a little bit of cleanup over here. Right there. These are dragons right here. You have the skull. So now get in here. Slippers, flush cutters, and trim. Cleaning him up a little bit. I can get Sometimes you just need a couple of tools to get it. get it cleaned up a little bit. Oh, where's my... There it is, right in front of you, Laura. I use this little cricket hook sometimes to get into tight spaces. It's a weeding tool. Looks okay. Stick a piece in there. There we go. Okay, he's cleaned up. He is going to be my back piece. Now, those two things will touch, so. And the last one, do so. There we go. Let's see, get it quick here. One piece there. And one piece here. There she is. So what I'm setting her down in here. All right. Next step. Let's pour some BondCraftor epoxy resin. And then we will I put them in my cup. Sorry, guys. I'm reaching back in here for the cup. Need to try and get the resin out of that one. Keep that one out. Sorry, I'm jiggling you guys. Stop. Okay. we are going to make up 40 milliliters. That should do it. These also, I keep the plugs in. Tends to keep my lids a little cleaner. Okay. There we go. I think this will be enough to fill it. And I guess I could make it more. Always make sure you scrape your sides and your bottom. You guys are gonna get a fast forward for all this. Spray off those bubbles. Pop bubbles. Pop. Okay, I think we're looking good there. Now, ooh, I should have made more. I think I should have made more. Yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit more. I do believe. I almost made 60, and that's probably what I should have made. Alright, I'm gonna make up a little bit more, because I really want her covered. And, but I'll bring you back when we're ready for the next step. Okay, so this is cured up. That's cured. That was in here. That was not. But it's a one that I had, because here's what I did. I took this and I made a second one out of polyurethane to put on the back, because I didn't like the way it looked. But now what I need to do is I need to pour some more BondCraftor 1:1 epoxy, because she is not all the way under, but I couldn't pour anymore because it was coming out of this place. So now that this is level, I should be able to pour some more in there. And we're gonna put this in that also, along with the 4 pieces that I have here that are gonna sit also. So what I wanna do first is I'm gonna take some Zap-A-Gap, and I am going to put these, I'm gonna try and get it to hold enough it stands up pretty good on its own because it's doubled. But I'm gonna try and put a little glue on there to get this to sit, so that when I pour the next coat, it's actually in resin also. And then I'm probably gonna do the same. I might just set those down in there. Let's see. Let's try this first. This is Zap-A-Gap I've been using. I actually really like it. It's done a really good job for gluing resin. So if you've had trouble with getting some glues to actually keep your resin, okay. I think we have some glue on. It should be fine. I'll bring you back in just a minute. I'm gonna mix up some resin. Okay, we are mixed up. And I did 40 milliliters, but I only need, this is the tallest one. So I'm just trying to get her underneath the resin. But I also want to bury this in resin. So let's see how we can get this. That is under now. Just don't want it to overflow. Like I said, I went up as far as I possibly could on that first pour before it started pouring over. And now that I have a flatter surface, I should be able to get her buried under more resin. And at the same time, get these in the resin. Because this is only going to be attached by those two pieces that go like this underneath there. So I want to make sure it's sturdy. Now I can set my front stoppers in here. Hang on a second, because it's gonna, I need to take a little out. fill these up. Back there. It's just this front because I set these down in here. They are secure, so I think we're going to be okay now. There's some that leaked out, but I will clean that up when it's cured. Itsy bitsy a little bit left, so okay. Probably have enough for my cat. This cat just needs scrapings. Let me find him in this bookie. Oh, some things I wanted to tell you. When you use polyurethane, put it in a cup that you're willing to throw away. I'll show you what happened. This is the cup I used for polyurethane, and I'm gonna have to throw it away because you see all that white in there? That's polyurethane, and I cannot get it to even peel out of there. And I mixed up a batch of regular epoxy, and I had problems with it. So mix it in a throwaway cup. Don't use it for anything else. That's my suggestion. If somebody else has different results, okay, but that's, I'm telling you, that's what happened to me. So I will not be using any of my good cups for polyurethane. Squish him because I wasn't able to spray him with alcohol because I've got powder in there. Trying to make sure those ears get all the way in there. Okay. Looks good. So I am gonna babysit this for a little bit, just to see if I can make sure I don't have anything coming, bubbles or anything coming up, and monitoring this to make sure it's not overflowing on me. And then I'm gonna put the lid on, and we're gonna cure it, and we will see what it looks like when it comes out. It's not gonna be much of a reveal, but we're gonna test it out. I'll test it out with one of my tablets, and that'll tell you whether or not a phone would work, because if it holds a tablet, it will certainly hold a phone. Okay. See you in a while. Okay, we're done. We're out of the curing machine. And this is the heart that I forgot to demold with you guys the first time. So there's that little dish. Let's take a look at this. Oh, I need some cleanup. Better. There you go, there's the heart. Let's do this little water ripple. A couple of pieces. There's the water ripple. I'll do the little cat. Hopefully, I got his ears. I usually spray those with alcohol, but I couldn't because it was powdered. Well, let's see if we got them. We got the ears, yay. There he is. And he takes a threaded chain that goes into his paws. Cut this little piece out of here. I would show you, but I don't have any threaded chains. I need to order more. But yeah, there's a hole all the way across, just goes in between the two paws. It's really cute mold. Love it. Okay, now for the phone stand that I made for myself. Here it is. It worked. Now, let's see. I'll grab my fire tablet. It's in a case, so we'll see if it works. Ah, yes, it works. It works just fine. So if it'll hold a tablet, it'll definitely hold a phone. Okay. I am happy with it because it has all the ones that I like. I got my Medusa, there's my Stopper, there is my little skull horns with the dragons, and did I show you guys that I made 2 of them? Because the back of this one up front was it had some powder that had flowed over, so I didn't like the way it looked, so I made the second one, and then I put them back to back, and at that they actually stand on their own. But then we used the Zap-A-Gap to hold it down, and now it's got resin under there too that's holding it, so it is secure. But that is my phone holder, and this was Coasting Through the Week, which is a collaboration with the hosts are Mary from Resin Me Up, Marva from Marvelous Artsy. I'll get it right. Okay, let's try that again. Mary, Resin Me Up, Marva, Marvelous Artsy, Tammy, Epoxy Me That, myself, and Tim, the Base Resignated. We are the host of this collaboration. It is an every week on Wednesday collaboration. The only thing you need to use is a coaster. Make anything with a coaster. That is all that's required. And if you have something, want to join the collab, send us a link, one of us. My email is in my description box. I believe Mary's is. Tim's probably is. Marva's probably is. Tammy's probably is. You'll find an email for one of us. Just send us your link. And we don't have a specific time that anybody goes off, so whatever works for you. As you know, mine are at 2 p.m. That is Central Time. Mary usually does hers closer to the evening. Tim does his, it seems like he's in towards the morning and early afternoon. And Marva, well, she takes up like from early evening, somewhere in there. So it does not matter though. The playlist is in my description box, so go check out everybody else. We always are doing something with coasters, and all of us have different ways to use them. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.